um, orientation and online orientation. I'm very glad to see a lot of students join me in this orientation, and I appreciate your input in organizing this orientation. Our department has a full international degrees. So, and also our department has a lot of resources for students who are interested in management. So during the following orientation, please pay attention to the requirement of your graduation and try also to take advantage of all the resources such as internship and exchange programs, some things like that. And in addition to that, this year we have two wonderful mentors, advisors. One is Professor Fu, the other is Professor Park. They're all very young and enthusiastic professors who are interested in interacting with students and pay a lot of attention and effort in helping you to be a part of the BA family. So once again, thank you for joining me in this department, and I hope you have a wonderful journey in your stay in the NCCU. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hu. Now let's welcome our class advisor, Professor Fu.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the NCCU family. So I first would be congratulations on your admission to NCCU. As a freshman, you must be very excited about like your college life. My advice to you would be like not only study very hard, but also try to make new friends and try new clubs and different activities. And more importantly, if you have any questions, please come to your teachers or our BA department office. What's more important as you prepare to move in and trying to connect with new friends, try to be aware of like the cultural differences between your home countries and Taiwan. And because now it's like a COVID-19 period, so please try to stay safe and healthy. And I welcome you to campus, and I look forward to meeting you soon. I hope your time on campus will be very exciting, challenging you in new and different ways. Okay, thanks. So probably we can move to Professor Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to NCCU. I teach marketing, and I'm a professor. You can call me Stephen. It is my joy to greet all of you and welcome to NCCU. I'm also a foreigner myself. I'm from South Korea, and I lived here in Taiwan for 2 years. So I know how difficult it might be to live and study in abroad. So if you have any difficulties, if you have any challenges, if you need someone to talk to, just reach out to me. I might give you some a cup of coffee and we can talk over some of your difficulties while you're staying in NCCU. Welcome again and hope to see you all in our campus.
Thank you, Professor Park. Now let's turn on the camera and take a group photo together.
So let's wait another people to turn on their camera. That's okay? Okay, so 3, 2, 1, smile. One more time. again, a cute one, a funny pose. 3, 2, 1. Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
And now you can turn off your camera to save the internet band resources.
And now we are going to introduce a very important office in NCCU, that is Student Safety Center.
Let me introduce Student Safety Office, which is located on the third floor of Administration Building in NCCU. What does this office do? To maintain peace on campus and to ensure the safety of our students, to maintain the accident reporting system, to provide military education courses, to promote safety education and life education, to enforce compulsory military conscription, and to protect the students' rights. The Student Safety Center is on duty for 24 hours to deal with emergency issues. They also assist National Disaster Prevention Day and provide educational activities such as alcohol, drug abuse, stealing issues, traffic safety, drug abuse, personal safety, fraud, and they visit students who stay off campus sometimes. Here is the emergency card of emergency contact numbers. Please take a picture of this card and we will give you this card when you arrive NCCU as well. The next, we would like to remind you 5 issues that were happened to international students before. They are umbrella, drunk driving, pub club, excessive drinking, gender equity, and traffic safety. In NCCU, it rains a lot, no matter it's summer or winter. Therefore, bring your own umbrella all the time is very essential. Umbrellas in front of the main library are not free to take away. They are actually belong to someone else. The main library does offer courtesy umbrellas. Please ask our staffs in the library. Drunk driving causes death and social discontent. The first offenders of sobriety, testing refusal, or those who evade the test will be fined NT 180,000. The maximum penalty for first-time offenders is NT 90,000 for motorcycles and NT 120,000 for cars. In addition to raising the fine, passengers on the same vehicle will also be penalized with the maximum penalty of NT 3,000. There is also a penalty for drunk cycling. Many people mistakenly believe that there is no penalty for drunk cycling. In fact, those who ride bicycles and electric bicycles while drunk will also be fined up to NT 1,200. And those who fail to comply with the test will be fined NT 2,400. We all know international students love going pubs and clubs. Please drink wisely and always be with your friends, taking care of your drinks and your belongings. Those are actually drugs, but they look like candies. And marijuana is actually illegal in Taiwan, even though they are legal in some other countries. So do not take that or sell that. In NCCU, we have more than 1,500 international students from all over the world. Please respect different cultures from different countries and learn from each other. If you feel uncomfortable from someone's language and movements, it might be sexual harassment. And what is sexual harassment? Any unwelcoming verbal or physical behavior with sexual intent or any sexual discrimination, either explicit or implicit, which infringes upon another person's integrity, dignity, learning or working opportunities or performance. You can submit complaint to the Gender Equality Office, which is also located on third floor of administration building based on NCCU regulations on the prevention of sexual assault, harassment, and bullying on campus. The last one is traffic safety. Please always stop, look, and listen when you are on the road. Please follow the traffic regulation and prevent other drivers from driving accident due to negligence or deliberate violation. If an accident happens, please call the police. Go to a hospital immediately and keep the accident scene intact. Okay, that's the end of the topic. We hope you stay safe and healthy in NCCU and Taiwan.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria Fernanda, but you can call me Maffer because there's a lot of Marias. And I am from Honduras. I'm studying business administration and I am going to start my third year this semester. I'm going to talk to you about campus life and important paperwork.
So let's start with campus life. So one of the first things you're going to get is a map. That map is going to be really important for you to find where your classes are going to be or what building you need to go to. So if you can see at the example here, they're going to tell you your room number. They're going to tell you your class with a big number like this, 260716. So you might wonder how to read it. So the first thing you have to see is 26. 26 is the building number. Then the next number, 07, is the floor number. So it's the 7th floor. Then the last two numbers is the room number, which is room 16. And don't worry if you can see anything on this map right now. The map they're going to give you is clearer and you're going to be able to see every building's number. Okay, now let's go to the administration building. So on this building, you're going to be able to find the housing section, which is at the 3rd floor. And there you can ask for dormitory information and make complaints. On the 4th floor, we have the registration office. There's where you go for IED replacement and if you want to get your transcripts or grades. On the 5th floor, there's a cashier. Please remember the times they're open and when they close because that's very important. So there you can make tuition fee, term deposit fee, and other payments. There's also the first bank counter from 10:30 to 1, which you can make tuition fee and transaction. And on the 8th floor, there's the OIC office, which you can go to make general complaints and where you can ask for information on how to apply for the work permit. Now, we have a very important building, the Commerce Building. So that's where you're going to have most of your classes. The Commerce Building number is 26. So most of your classes are going to start with 26 something something. At the 4th floor, there's a commerce library that can be very important for you if you have 2 classes on the commerce building, but you have 1 hour free. So you can have your hour free on the commerce library if that's what you like. There's also a computer lab at the 5th floor, and the most important thing on the Commerce Building is the BA office at the 7th floor. Now, in front of the Commerce Building, there is the main library. The main library has a basement that is open 24 hours, so you can go there and study and not worry about anyone telling you to leave because it's open 24 hours. They also have study group rooms available and audiovisual materials. Okay, now we go with bus line information. As you can see on the map, across the post office in front of the main entrance is the bus stop number 1. And bus stop number 3 is just before crossing the bridge. These 2 bus stops go that way to Musha. So you can go to those 2 bus stops to grab a bus, either of these numbers, and go to Gongguan or grab the green line. Now, the bus stop number 2, which is near the east side entrance, which is in front of High Life, is going to take you to Taipei Zoo, to Maokong, or to Taipei 101. At Taipei Zoo, you can get the brown line, and on Taipei 101, you can get on the red line. So that's information you need to know if you want to go somewhere in Taipei 101 or near Gongguan, or if you have to grab the green line, red line, or brown line. You can also ask your buddies for help or use Google Maps. Now, this part you want to remember, and if you can take a screenshot of it right now. So the important telephone numbers that you're going to need in case of emergencies is the English directory, weather forecast, English speaking taxi, there's foreign information number, Wanfang Hospital, which we hope you don't have to use the phone number, the police station number, the fire/ambulance number, and the campus emergency number, which is 24 hours available to take your calls. There's also the OIC number, and the NCCU BA number. Okay, so you might wonder how to take bus in Taiwan. So to make your life easier, you might want to download these apps, Taiwan Bus and Bus Tractor Taiwan. You can also download Google Maps. Google Maps is the one app that has saved me forever and always. So also Google Maps, remember to download it. And you can also ask me for help or ask your buddies for help. Now let's talk about important paperwork. So the most important thing you need to have on Taiwan is the ARC. That's the most important document when living in Taiwan. It has to be renewed every year. The scholarship recipients can try to ask for more years. Where can you apply for it and where do you go get it? So you can do that on the National Immigration Agency, the Xiaonanmen MRT station on Green Line, and now it can be applied online. So this is the map of immigration. It's really hard to explain online, but this is the MRT stop that you need to stop at, Xiaonanmen, and then you need to walk all this. It's not a lot, and then there you are. You can ask your buddies for help or me. Yes. Okay, so once your ARC is about to expire, what do you need to renew it? So you're going to need your passport plus 2 color photos, official passport size, your acceptance letters, if you're from a scholarship, your ICDF and MOPA acceptance letter, plus the NCCU acceptance letters. You also need your previous ARC or visa. You need the enrollment certificate, which you can get by having a photocopy of your student ID and having that sealed by the registration office, or now you can print it online. The fee per renewal is 1,000 per year. So if you want to renew it for 2 years, it's going to be 2,000. So it's 1,000 per year. Now, another important thing is the bank accounts. So you have 2 options. You have the First Commercial Bank and the post office. You might want to remember that there's a post office in front of the school's main gate. So what do you need to apply for that? You will need your passport, the ARC, the account opening amount of 1,000, and you will need to use your Chinese name. Also, you need to be 20 years old to open an account at the First Commercial Bank. If you're not older than 20, someone who is will need to go with you. And for the post office, you will need your passport, ARC, your student ID card, and a wooden stamp or seal. And that will be everything from me. It was a pleasure.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Espinal, and I'm a senior in the Department of Business Administration. And in our orientation today, I will be talking a little bit about our academics and also what it is like to be an ICDF scholarship student, what they are expecting from us as students, and also what can we expect from them as an institution, and what are the benefits that we receive from them. So to begin with, I would like to start off by explaining the academics of the year 110. We need to understand that school will officially start on September 22nd. And for you guys that are freshmen, you need to know that your required courses are economics, fundamental accounting, and the Chinese language courses, which are entitled as IUP. So you need to get familiar with these names, because in that way you will know which classes to choose. So just to give you a little bit of advice, we have a division of the following classes. We have required courses, we have general courses, we have elective courses. So, and also PE courses. So as the more familiar you get with the name of these courses, it will be easier for you to actually choose the courses in the selection days, because we have different selection days for the different types of courses. Also, I forgot to mention that another required course for all of us is PE. So it will have to be taking 4 semesters of the PE class. It has to be any sport you want. However, you cannot repeat the same sport or the same level of the sport. Following on, we need to understand that academic performance is absolutely important and essential, because it will influence your scholarship. What does this mean? It means that if, let's say, one semester you went and partied too much, and then your grades are below the average, which is 70%, the scholarship is in their absolute right to withdraw the scholarship from you, accept the insurance fee, until your average is 70 next semester. So you have to be really, really careful in regards to your academic performance, because if not, you will definitely be poor for a little while, right? And trust me, it's not a good thing. Well, I haven't experienced it, but it's not a good thing to be poor here. Okay. Also, remember that if you fail 2/3 of total credits, your full scholarship will be terminated. So just keep a heads up in your studies, and know that if you organize your time well, you will definitely have enough time to study, do well in your classes, and at the same time discover Taiwan, that I'm pretty sure that all of you are excited for that part as well. So following on, we have our graduation requirements. So what do we have to complete or fulfill in order to be able to graduate 4 years from now? So first of all, you need to understand that we need a total amount of 128 credits as minimum. From required courses, as I mentioned, remember that we have different types of classes. So from the required courses, we need 51 credits. From the professional electives, we need 45 credits. And from the common and general courses, we have 28 credits. So from the general courses, I want to specify that most of these credits will be included in the IUP, so you don't have to worry that much about them. You will only need to take probably 2 more classes in order to fulfill these credits. Also, remember that if you take more credits for the general courses, even though you take more, they won't be counted as your graduation credits. So remember that the required courses, they are pretty easy, because, well, Chelsea already gave you a list of the courses that you have to take, so you already have basically a list, and you can just go check in as you are taking each class as the semesters go by. The ones that you really have to take, really close attention at would be the electives. So make sure that you divide your credits well, so you won't end up being a junior and not having any electives. So please make sure that you organize yourself with this. What I did when I was a freshman, I did my own study plan so I could be really organized and not like miss any credit or so. So just take an Excel sheet and just do your study plan. I highly recommend that. Next, about the PE courses. I don't know if you guys love PE, but I don't. But well, inevitably we have to take it. So it's 4 credits of PE courses. Therefore, 4 semesters, it's 1 credit each course. So those 4 PE are required. There's no escapatory from that. So as I mentioned before, you may not take the same PE course, and you cannot take the same level of the course. Now, moving on to the part that is one of the most scary ones, well, at least for me, when I was a freshman, is to hear about the TOEFL requirements. So what is a TOEFL? TOEFL is an exam that will prove your ability in Chinese, just like the TOEFL that we did to come here, right, in English, but in Chinese. So the TOEFL basically will measure how your listening and reading skills in Chinese are, and you at least have to pass the level 2 of these tests in order to be considered, able to graduate from our school. And we usually suggest students to take this exam before your third year, so you can have, enough time to know, okay, maybe I didn't pass it this time, I have to study harder for the next try, and so on. Trust me, don't worry. Even though it might seem hard at the beginning, you will be able to pass it. You only have to put a lot of effort and dedication into your Chinese studies, because that's something that you really cannot ignore while being here. If not, trust me, you won't be able to survive if you do not take your Chinese learning seriously. So what happens if you do not pass the TOEFL, sorry? What happens if you try and maybe you just can't pass it? There's no problem about that. You just need to know that after your 2 years of IUP, you will still have to take another 2 years of what we call a Mandarin special course, in which the studies will continue the same, and you will continue learning Mandarin. However, my best advice would be to try your best to pass the TOEFL exam, and at the same time, I could motivate you guys to still take the Mandarin special courses, because it will definitely be a boost into your Chinese abilities, and also, your value as a professional, or also as an individual here in Taiwan, because I repeat, Mandarin is an essential skill here if you want to thrive in the workforce, if you want to thrive as just making friends here. So please take your Mandarin studies as seriously as possible. Now, what are the credit specifications? As you can see on screen, we have our subjects in this side. We have our general courses, which are 4 credits, and Chinese language courses, which would be 24 credits. We have physical education, the BA required courses, elective courses, and then we have, the summary of the minimum credits of BA undergraduate program, which are 128. So as you can see, if we come and we add all of these up, we'll definitely not have a problem. We'll be able to obtain the minimum credits, and boom, 4 years went by and you're graduating. Trust me, they go in a blink of an eye. Now, what are the required courses that you will be taking during these 4 years? I'm pretty sure that Chelsea already sent you the list. I hope that you guys had a glimpse over the classes that you will be taking. It will be a roller coaster ride, trust me. I wish you the very best in all of these classes. I believe as a personal experience, I have enjoyed every single class in different ways. I feel like if you guys really take advantage of your professors, of the way they teach, of the resources that are available at school, trust me, you will have really incredible academic experience. Not to mention that we have one of the best facilities in regards to libraries and also places where you can go to study. So I think that, I know maybe studying is not that fun, but you can make it interesting and fun with the resources that we have available here at school. So to continue talking about the required courses, as you can see on the screen, they are separated by years. So if you see here, you can see the subject, also the credit, blah, blah, blah. But what is important here is the year. You need to respect the year in which you will be taking this class. So that will give you kind of an idea of how the workload will be for that semester. So usually Chelsea always sends, like which required courses you are expected to take in semester 1 and semester 2. So please make sure to follow that as she sends it, and be careful to not miss a class, like, okay, I'm not taking it this semester, I'll take it next semester, because sometimes some of these classes only open, let's say, once every 2 years. So you need to be, really careful with this and not miss one class that you had to take. Let's say maybe you're about to graduate and you haven't taken, I don't know, strategic management, for example. So please be sure to take an eye on this. As I said, please make your Excel sheet so you can be as organized as possible with this. So yeah, another thing that I would like to point out is that you need to know the prerequisite course for each of the courses that you're taking. So one of the common questions that we were having in the first semester, where like, what happens if we fail fundamental accounting 1? What happens, right? Because fundamental accounting is a course that takes a year, like a whole year. So if you fail fundamental accounting 1, you will move on to fundamental accounting 2. However, the next year you will have to repeat fundamental accounting 1. So please be careful to, once again, take your study seriously, because if you do this, then you will just make a mess in your, like your progress, and also like the time you are investing in every single class, because as I mentioned before, everything is organized perfectly for you to finish in 4 years. So as you see, we have economics, calculus, fundamental accounting in the first year. Then management, well, we have the option of taking it in the first or second year. I would totally say that if you guys have the opportunity to take it in the first year, you can totally take it. I took it in my second year. However, I would definitely could have had taken it in my first year. So just feel free to like be flexible with that one. Then as in regards to statistics, organizational behavior, financial management, marketing management, this will definitely be in your second year. Please keep an eye on your statistics, because that's one of the most intensive courses that we are receiving in NCCU. So expect a heavy load of exams, homeworks, just assignments that you will have to complete. So make sure that whenever you choose your electives for that second year, please keep in mind that statistics will be a heavy course to take. So, just like try to take what you can manage. Also, then moving on to the third year, we have what we have here on screen, which would be management science, management information systems, operations, supply chain management, and human management, social responsibility, and ethics as well. So as you can see, in our third year, we still have a lot of like required courses to take. From these ones, I would say that the most intensive ones, well, to be honest, all of them were intensive ones in the third year. But I think that once you advance through each year, I think you will be gaining more knowledge, and you will feel like the classes maybe are just like a review of everything you have learned. So I think they're organized pretty well. Now, when you arrive your fourth year, you will have definitely much more flexibility in regards to your schedule, because if you notice, in our fourth year, we only have strategic management. So that means that maybe if you really organize yourself well, perhaps in your fourth year, you will only be taking a few amount of credits, and that will give you, time to, I don't know, work, find a part-time job. Also, you can continue your studies of Mandarin, or I don't know, continue traveling Taiwan. So I think if you really do a good job organizing yourself, you'll be able to have, an extra year and just finish your degree even faster. Now, moving on, we have our credit requirements, and I think these ones are the same, maybe the same regulation I mentioned before. So BA students should take required professional courses offered by BA department only. So whenever you're taking, like choosing your classes in the system, you need to make sure that they are offered by the BA department. So you will get familiar with that as you go selecting your classes, so don't worry about that. Now, BA students are only required to take calculus and business law for 1 semester. So if students take previous courses for 1 academic year, students have to complete 1 year study for 6 credits. 3 credits in first semester is recognized as required course. The other 3 credits is recognized as elective course. So if you decide to take a calculus class for an entire year, I don't think no one will want to do that, right? But if you do, the first 3 credits will be recognized as required, and the other 3 credits will be recognized as an elective. Now, also, this is only for you to take in mind if you want to take a course that you failed in the first term, which is a 2-semester course. You have to ask the lecturers for the special permission. You need to be aware of that the lecturer has the right to not allow you into a class if the limit amount of students has been, like reached. So you need to be aware of that as well. Also, if you have not completed the pre-request courses, you are not allowed to take any course with pre-request requirement. So this only happens if you do want to take a class without the pre-request. This is a really special case, and they're only accepting, you're only allowed to if you obtain the special permission from the application, from the professor. So as I mentioned before, already mentioned about the TOEFL, you need to pass it. If not, you have to take the other 2 years of special Mandarin. And yeah, that's about it in this part. If we move on, we have a really important thing to remind is that, okay, so I don't know if you remember, but here in our required course list, we are able to see that we have business law. So unfortunately, business law is a course that is taught in Chinese. So unless you are, a prodigy and you learn Chinese pretty quick, I will highly recommend you guys to take Anglo-American Law of Contracts or Seminary International Intellectual Property Law 2 for you to replace it. So in my personal experience, I took Anglo-American Law of Contracts, and the professor he was a really good professor. The class was really good as well. So between the two, I would definitely recommend Anglo-American Law of Contracts. Plus, it was a really short class because it only lasted for like 2 hours, and usually our classes are 3 hours long. Now, the important part, right? The scholarship. What does the scholarship expect from us, and what can we expect the scholarship to give to us every single semester? So first of all, the ICDF scholarship covers the air flight, the one that brought you here, and also the one that will take you back home after 4 years. Remember that if you want to go back home during the summers, it has to be from your own money. The scholarship won't be providing any extra tickets, only the one to come and the one to go back. Also housing, as you know, you will be able to stay in the dorms for the 4 years. In the first year, you'll be staying in dorm 9, and following the next years, you will be able to choose the dorm of your preference. The only requirement is the first year, you definitely have to stay in dorm 9. Next, we have the tuition and credits. Every single month, you will be receiving 12,000 NTDs, which have to cover everything from your personal expenses, food, everything. So make sure to know how to organize as well your 12,000 NTDs, because that will be the amount that you will be receiving. And when we say credits, we mean that maybe sometimes the scholarship will ask you to buy something specific, and maybe they will give you a refund. So perhaps, let's say, when you are applying to the ARC, for each year they charge you 1,000 NTDs. So Chelsea will tell you, okay, you pay it from your money, but I will give you a refund. So that's what they mean about credits. Also the insurance, the national health insurance in Taiwan is really effective. So trust me, if you're sick, don't hesitate to go to a doctor, because trust me, you won't be spending anything. It's really cheap. I've had the chance to attend to the doctor, and I have spent less than 200 NTs. And if you come from a country like mine, which is Honduras, you know that that's pretty cheap, because yeah. Also, we also cover the textbooks. So for this, it's basically the same technique as I mentioned the credit. So you will buy the textbooks with the scholarship money, and then you will come and bring the receipt to Chelsea, where she will see how much you spent, and then she will give you a refund on the same day. So usually this refund period starts from a specific date, and covers a certain amount of days. So make sure also to organize yourself, to not go and buy the textbooks and be poor for a while. Meanwhile, we wait for Chelsea to open the refund period. So you need to just like keep an eye on that. And also the allowance. Oh my God, sorry. So in the tuition, I confused it. I don't know why I said the allowance in the tuition. So to fix that, the tuition basically means, yeah, the payments that we have to make to the school. And for the allowance, it was the 12,000 NTDs that I mentioned. I'm sorry about that. It was a honest mistake. Next, right? So for the scholarship regulations that we said, we have this like legal thing going on here. We need to know that for the receipt, for the refund of the books, we need a receipt with the student ID and the name, and also this number. So make sure to save this number with you whenever you go to the school bookstore, because if you do not have the receipt with this number, you won't get your refund. So please make sure that you save this as well as possible. Now, we need to know also that ICDF and MOFA are not the same program, so they may have different features. And also, it is possible that you will have different benefits that other students don't have, and vice versa. As I mentioned before, the monthly allowance, it's 12,000 NTs. It will be transferred to your account at the beginning of every month. It's mostly the first of every month. So if there's a weekend or a holiday, this deposit will be postponed to the next working day, and it cannot be given earlier. It will always be postponed. It will never be given before, right? So when the semester ends, and this one is something you also need to take, keep an eye on, is that they will give you your scholarship only when your professors upload all of your grades. So if your professors take a while in uploading everything, maybe in August and February, you will receive your allowance a little bit late. So make sure to save enough money from the month before in order to not, be poor. So yeah, as mentioned in the PPT, no matter what, please save enough money in these crucial months so you can have enough. And just to be clear, there's no loans whatsoever. No one can lend you money. You will only be receiving the 12,000 NTs at the beginning of every month. This one is a really important chart because it states out which things we can expect a reimbursement from. So the first two, that will be the air flight, that's directly from ICDF, so that one you don't have to worry about. Then directly from the budget, which will be what is given automatically by the scholarship, that we don't have to worry about that as well. So all of this is given by the scholarship, and they take care of everything. They pay the tuition, the insurance, the dorm fee, orientations and farewells, and the allowance. So you do not have to do anything. Just sit back, study, make sure you organize your time properly, organize your financials, and just be responsible with everything. So you don't have to. Why I mentioned this is because MOFA students have to do everything by themselves. What do I mean by that? They are given the money and then they have to pay everything by themselves. However, for us, basically ICDF sees us as babies, so they do really everything for us. So just make sure to know how to organize yourself in the academic side and also the financials. And what can we expect a refund from? So as I mentioned before, the textbooks, also the NCCU health checkup, which that will be made, I think in the following weeks when you guys finally arrive to Taiwan. Also the ARC applications and renewals. So don't worry about that because they will give you the money back, and also the TOEFL fee because the exam is pretty expensive. So also make sure to save the receipt so you can give it to Chelsea and she will give you the money back. So with that being said, I think we have arrived to the end of this brief overview of what you can expect in NCCU. I think it is safe to say that you are coming to a really good place, a place where you will be welcomed by everyone. You will learn, you will grow as a professional, as a student, as a person overall. So I would like to give you the best of welcomes. Is that proper to say? But yeah, just wish you the very best. Know that if you have any doubt, any problem, you can always reach out to me. You will be seeing me, I believe, often, in the at school. So yeah, if you need any help, just don't hesitate to contact me. And yeah, just welcome to NCCU and just have a really great 4 years.
Hello everyone, I'm Katie and I'm gonna share some activities that students from business administration can participate. If any of you have questions about lives in BA or in NCCU, feel free to contact me. These are some big events of BA that will happen during the whole academic years. 包种 Tea Festival, choir competition, and BA karaoke will be held in the first semester, and the other three, which is BA night, sports day, and BA camp, will be held in the second one. Coming up first is the 包种 Tea Festival. This is a big event for us to introduce our departments to high school students. Some students will be in the intro group while the others will prepare a dance performance and marching around the campus during that day. Annually around December, a group which we call them Money Pool will practice very hard for the choir competition. Join Money Pool and you'll get a family-like teammates. As for Pacific practice time, please refer to the office of BA. BA Karaoke provides a stage for all BA students to shine. Students can either sing solo or create a band with others. And BA Night is a big show held by BA students from scratch. There will be dance performance, bands, and drama. Moreover, audience can win a prize with their tickets at the end of the night. There are sports days that students represent business administration and compete with other college or departments, while BA Sports Day are for BA students only. BA Camp will be held during the summer vacation. Students of BA will design the short-term projects and games for high school participants. These are BA sports teams. There are basketball, badminton, baseball, volleyball for girls and boys, and soccer, table tennis. The basketball team is for boys only, and their practice time is Monday morning as well as Wednesday night and Friday night. And the badminton teams practice on Monday morning as well as Thursday night. The baseball team practiced on Wednesday afternoon last semester, and they will decide the new practice time on the beginning of this semester. And the volleyball team for girls will be practiced on Wednesday and Friday night. The volleyball teams for boys will also practice on Wednesday and Friday night, and sometimes these two volleyball teams will be practiced together, so there will be mixed game. And the table tennis team practice twice a week at night, and they will decide with their team members at the beginning of the semester. The last one, soccer team. Since the team member before are graduated, now it is waiting for you to rebuild the team. Students can contact the team leaders of every sport team through their phone number. This is the end of my introduction about BA activities. Again, feel free to contact me or the BA office if you have any question.